And welcome everybody to a 10-year-old's take. I'm here with the man of the hour, Kevin Radici. I'm Brad Radici, and we as a couple of Seminole fans are super happy with the big win for Florida State over the weekend in Tallahassee against Kevin, the Alabama Crimson Tide. What did you think of the game?
I thought it was great. It was hyped in the stadium.
Yeah, it
really
was.
hyped.
Of course, we'll pat ourselves on the back. We both had the Noles winning. We've been studying Gus Malzahn. We knew how things would look and how it might play out. And Kevin, you mentioned the game day experience, and we had some Alabama fans drop by our tailgate. And I told them before the game, regardless of how this plays out, just take a second and watch Osceola plant the spear. Watch the chant done by 67,000 plus fans. I mean, you've been to a couple different college football towns. Tell the folks what it's like to be a Florida State fan and what that stadium's like.
So normal, I won't say they're not hyped and stuff, but normal stadiums, they do cheer, they do the normal stuff. But Doak, it's a whole different experience. Even as the opponent team, you'll find it amazing.
Yeah.
Like with the Osceola, with all the crowd doing the chop, it's amazing.
And of course, where we sit, we have a lot of rowdy fans around us. We have a lot of rowdy people, including yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, one thing that was interesting about the game was, Kevin, as we're up 17-7, Mom was downstairs in a dining area, and I get a text saying, come downstairs, I need something from you. And I was like, there's no way. Everyone in the stands had agreed with our group that we weren't moving to ruin the mojo. And then your granny hit me on the shoulder and said, hey, I'm on the phone with Carrie. She needs you downstairs. So I figured, oh my gosh, if she's calling, it must be an emergency. We're up 17-7. I think we just get the ball back. So to break me away from this high intense game, it took a lot. So I ran downstairs. And out of the blue, Kevin, your sister, who's in the Disney College program, surprised us at the stadium, and she needed a ticket to get in outside. How crazy was that?
It was insane. I was so happy seeing her.
Yeah, because she had been gone a couple of weeks, right?
So, yeah.
So seeing her, it meant a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good.
And especially since we were beating Alabama.
Yes. So she had kind of grown up like you, taking lumps from Alabama fans going to school. And we'll talk about that in a second. But hey, let's talk about, so after the game, of course, Florida State wins 31-17. The fans rarely ever storm the field at Doak Campbell Stadium, but they were so desperate for this game. I joked that we cheered so hard for that game. I said to Aunt Krista next to me and the other folks around me, I feel like I've been playing in the game. I'm about to pass out. We were cheering hard, weren't we?
Yeah, my throat, it hurt to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were cheering a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our voices are just back in time here to record this podcast, that's for sure. So back to storming the field, though. We finally made our way down, and I remember it vastly different. I remember it being about an 8-foot drop, saying, I'm not about to bust my knee out here tonight and limp home. So I jumped down and barrel rolled, like kind of combat style.
Like a buffoon.
Okay. What do you think? I thought I looked like a soldier.
No.
What? Okay, you describe.
So I see you. I'm thinking he's about to do something cool.
Yeah.
And then he drops down, falls down like a buffoon.
Okay.
Like he's the smooth brain. And I'm like, oh, I can't be seen with this guy. So I jumped down and landed like an actual parkour pro.
No, I carried you down.
No, you did not. You were on the ground still.
Oh.
Eating the grass.
Okay, you ate the grass for real.
What did I do? I landed on my 2 feet.
Yeah, that's disgusting. You know what's on that grass from a game? It's probably the most vile things that are probably on that.
And you rolled in it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about so you go to school on Tuesday because it was a holiday. I know your friends have been giving you a bunch of grief leading up to this game, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Trash talking.
Yes, a lot of
Saying-
trash talking.
Right. How did it feel to walk in? You wore a number 9 Florida State jersey. How did it feel to go into the school with that on your back?
Felt like I was the big guy now.
Right? Your teacher, she wasn't too happy about it.
She almost didn't let me in the classroom for wearing the jersey.
Yeah, so, Miss Price, we apologize for that, but we don't apologize for, Florida State defeating the Crimson Tide. And Kevin, as we were leading up to the game, of course, there are a lot of doubters that Florida State stood a chance. But one thing that I started having a little bit more confidence in was watching the Texas-Ohio State game, because those teams had 2 first-year starting quarterbacks who, hey, they are super talented fellas. But I think it was proven that it is tough when the lights are on, the stadium's full, in a hostile environment, making a first start to execute, and I think we saw that with Ty Simpson.
Yes. It's like his first time really playing like a big team with Bama. And that stadium, it's really hard to play in probably.
Yeah, the war chant was so loud, and
They couldn't hear each other.
they couldn't hear one another, and, Simpson was he's a heck of an athlete, Kev, because his legs really kept him alive there, certainly in the first half.
Yeah, that's all he had. Every time when we were rushing him in, he couldn't throw it, so he just scrambled to the right every single time. But then we figured that out, and they thought they were starting to rush it, and they thought they had to pass it. But
Yep, 100%, and, people talked about year 2 of DeBoer in the past. He had had a great jump from year 1 to year 2, and that still could be the case. There's 11 more games or maybe even more to go here, at least 11 in the regular season. But for me, Kevin, it was not year 2 of DeBoer, but year 2 at Alabama since Nick Saban left.
yeah, as Tommy said, Nick can't save him.
That's right. He did say that, and he, luckily, he did back it up. Of course, Kevin and I did pick that game, so we're fans of the team, and, we're fans of both teams, honestly. Of course, we live here in Birmingham, so we do root for the Crimson Tide, and we wish them all the best. Bama plays they host Louisiana Monroe this weekend. Florida State plays East Texas A&M. We expect both teams to have big wins this weekend. Well, Kevin, hey, the big game of the week this week, kind of a light schedule in college football, is Michigan visiting Oklahoma. It's only the second time these two teams have played. Kind of a homecoming for the Wolverines coach, Sherwin Moore. He's a former Oklahoma Sooner lineman. He played there in 06 and 07. It's kind of a welcome home, but he has a tough game ahead of him, doesn't he?
Uh-huh. Like, Michigan, they're a good team, but they're known for cheating.
That is true. That is true. They got off with kind of what some would say a hand slap for all that stuff, but we'll see how they work. Now, of course, the head coach for Oklahoma, Brent Venables, he was the defensive coordinator back then when Moore was a player. And Kevin, Oklahoma, they held teams to what?
They held teams to only 318 yards per game. And it's been the best defense since 2009, and they gave up only 151 yards last week.
Yeah, so Brent Venables, who is a really good defensive coordinator, he's got the Sooners dialed in defensively. Hey, we saw that against Alabama last year. He really shut that team down. So I know it's Illinois State, but they're a solid FCS team, and I know that sounds laughable, but they're ranked number 6 in the country in FCS, so it's not a total cupcake. So Oklahoma did what they were supposed to do. But Kevin, one thing that does give me a little concern for Oklahoma is their defense. They did give up about 4.5 yards per carry. They only ran for 3.2 yards per carry, but their offense nowadays is all about the pass, isn't it?
Yeah. They have a new quarterback, John Matter, actually.
Mateer.
Mateer.
Yeah, John Mateer.
He
The
had
Washington State.
392 yards passing for 30 for 20,
37.
37. So
Yeah.
he's good.
He was solid. He had a great debut for the Sooners. Again, I know it's Illinois State, but it's he's not used to big time football. Washington State's big, but not that big like Oklahoma. So he really showed what he had to do. But Kevin, boy, a player that Alabama in the run game could have used was Justice Haynes. He transferred to Michigan over the break, and he had 159 yards against New Mexico. He could be a factor, particularly against that Sooner defense.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Justice Haynes is pretty fast, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got some speed.
All right, Kev. Well, we're hitting the 10-minute mark. We like to do this in the 10-minute range for this podcast. Keep it short and sweet. Who do you like in this game between Oklahoma and Michigan?
I gotta say Oklahoma, they don't cheat like Michigan.
Okay, you're stuck on that cheating, aren't you?
They do cheat.
Yeah, like you at Monopoly.
I don't cheat.
Okay, Uno for sure.
You cheat in Uno.
Oh, come on, Kev. I don't cheat at Uno. It's too easy much of a game. Okay, I agree with you. I think Oklahoma is going to have too much firepower on offense. They're going to really just sling the ball around. The offense is revamped. And the bottom line is, Kev, they win at home. Interesting stat as we go away here. Oklahoma is 146-15 since 1999 at home. I like Oklahoma. Kevin likes Oklahoma. That's a solid home field advantage, isn't it?
That's really good.
Okay, well, they don't call him the best 10-year-old in the podcasting business for nothing. That's it for us tonight with the 10-year-old's take. We talked Alabama, we talked Florida State, we talked Michigan, we talked Oklahoma. If you have any ideas on what game we should feature next time, drop it in the comments. We'd be happy to hear from you and give your game a shout out. Till next time, I'm Brad.
And Kevin signing off here. 10-year-old's take.
I like that. Good job. See you guys.